What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Wellthy Stocks back with another NIO update video where we take a look at how NIO stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels that we are looking at moving into the future, and based on that, what we think NIO stock could do. So real quick, if you enjoy videos like this, don't forget to hit the like button down below, subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with content like this on a daily basis, and comment down below what your thoughts on NIO are, and I'd love to chat with you down there. Let me hit record, we will get right into it. So finally, a little bit of a green day for NIO stock. So we are up $2.21 on the day, 3.96% on the day. It's great that we were up, but hey, we're also up on a day where the NASDAQ was pretty flat, right? Down 0.02, the Dow was pretty flat, up 0.14, and the S&P was a little green as well, 0.08%. So on a day like that, NIO was up almost 4%, right? So that's great. But more than that, we want to talk about this pattern that we see developing. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about how it traded. We'll talk about future levels of support and resistance as we always do. But before that, I want to cover an article real quick, right? And it's talking about, hey, NIO could soar on these two big pieces of news. And the first one being they reported their electric delivery numbers yesterday and they were down the day after, right? So this article suggests that it was a buying opportunity for bullish investors. I bought some shares myself, as I shared 2 days ago. We got record delivery numbers, which is kind of the whole business model of NIO, right? They're selling cars, so they're selling more cars month after month, record months after record months. Sounds like they're going up, right? The other thing that they have is they're partnering with Red Star something group, I don't know how to say, McAllen group, to build 60 charging and battery swapping stations. And if you guys have seen my NIO videos, this is something that I mention on a daily basis. Their battery charging stations are really going to be a game changer for NIO, right? We're talking going in, swap, boom, 5 minutes or so, and you're done, right? You're full charge again. It's great for customers because they don't have to wait a long time for their battery to charge, right? That's the one thing that electric vehicles currently face an issue with. With a gas station, you go boom, 3, 4, 5 minutes, you're done. But with an electric car, unless you have a super fast charger or something, and even then I think it takes about 20-30 minutes. This is like boom. I mean, obviously it's a machine doing it, probably not humans, but that's what it is, right? You get a new car, which is great again for the customer because they get to go from 0 to 100, right, so to speak, real fast. And also great for NIO because it's a revenue generator for them, right? This is a subscription service that people pay for when they buy the car. So more revenue, more money for NIO. So win-win. I think those two things are great. Again, CICC remains unchanged on NIO's earnings forecast and maintains its $85 price target. So that's something that we'll be looking at, right? If you guys remember, my target right now is $80. I want to see us break the $66.99 that we set earlier, just a couple weeks ago, and go towards the $80 mark. We'll see if we can do that sometime soon. Let's take a look at how we traded today. So not a bad trading day overall for NIO. If you guys were able to, participate today, it was really close to our levels. So that was great. Now, one thing that I will talk about here is, so we were here in the 55s, right? We pushed up. Right out of the gate, we saw a little bit of a sell-off down to the 54.84. So again, pretty close to our level, right? 54.57. We're talking like 27 cents away from our level. Pushed up, broke through this level really easily. And then we went down to VWAP. And I really like this because we showed that we were stronger than VWAP, right? And then it gave me personally an opportunity to hop in for a quick day trade here. So I got in right here off the VWAP bounce, hoping for a push towards our next level, 58.45, and then 56.66. And I think I sold probably right here in the 58s for, I think it was a 12 or 14% gain. Again, it was an auto set order. I was not near my computer. Pushed up, and I knew that we were going towards this 58.70s level, right? This is a level that we had. As you could see, the first time we made it up, we struggled, broke back down, tried to push up again, broke down, tried to push up. This time couldn't even really make it through. And then we had a little bit of a pullback into the close, right? Not really from the 58s or the mid 58s to the 58 level. So that's kind of how we traded today. Again, if you knew these levels, right, you knew that we were looking at this 58.40s level, which, I mean, we broke above it for 25, we broke 25 cents above it, but as you could see, right, we couldn't really hold it. So it did act as a little bit of a resistance, and those levels can really be helpful for us to figure out where the stock is going to turn around. Look, if you're looking at this same chart, right, and you either don't have the VWAP, so you don't know it could bounce here, right, or it's going up and you don't know where it could turn around, right, it could really help you make some smart investment decisions, whether that's a quick day trade or whether that's deciding when to go long for a quick swing. Now, these levels don't have to hold up, right? Don't put these on your charts, and if it gets rejected, just go in a put, or if it found support, go in a call. There's more to that, right? I look at things like the TTM squeeze, if that's something you're aware of, shows you kind of the momentum of the stock, right? The way it's moving, stuff like that. But point being, these levels have been a really good kind of indication of where the stock could be headed in the near future. Now, going to the daily chart, the amazing thing about today, you guys, is we pretty much are holding this bull pennant really, really nicely. We hit up against it a couple times. Remember, we moved it down just a little bit based on kind of the price action the past couple of days, which is totally okay to do. Did that with Palantir a couple times before we finally caught that breakout. So we are now moving up, which means we are in the middle of this range, which is actually perfect, right? If I were to stretch this out just a little bit, that line's coming down, this bottom line is coming up. It gives us a little bit of a range to kind of trade in, and that range currently would be between the 54s and the 62 for a little bit. Hopefully consolidate for a little bit here, which, I mean, could be similar to kind of here, right, where we turned around, went up to hit the top, or it could be trading kind of in this range between probably like the 56s and the 60s, right, for a little bit before we hit up against the top end of this channel, and then hopefully, maybe consolidate a little more for a breakout. Remember that we do have earnings, I believe, coming up, if I'm not mistaken, so that'll be interesting to see. As we looked in that article, right, that article is remaining bullish on NIO earnings. So let's take a look at future levels of support and resistance. So if we push up tomorrow, right, the first level that we're looking at, the same level that we got rejected from today is this 58 kind of 40s level, right? We were trying to break into it. Couldn't really sustain that break. If we can break this 58s, I think we push for 60 next, and if we can break 60, then this next 62 line is what I'm looking for to hopefully reject. If it doesn't reject, like look in the next couple of days, if it heads up and keeps going, we are in breakout mode. That's when we kind of sit back and enjoy the ride. So again, on the upside, we're looking at 58, we're looking at 60, we're looking at possible 62s. On the downside, we are now right above the 8 EMA, you guys. So my first level would be the 8 EMA, which is at 57.65. Again, we're kind of there already in the after hours. So depending on how we open tomorrow, that may or may not even be a valid line of support. And then the 21 EMA right behind that in the 56.60s, which is kind of really close to this level as well, 56.30s. And then we're at the bottom end of this line, which is the 54.64, right? So from support perspective, 57.65, 56.60s, 56.30s if we break 56.60s, and then we've got this mid 54s. That's what I'm looking at on the downside. I do still like the way NIO is trading. I think that there is a lot of upside, especially as we get closer to earnings. Let me just see when NIO earnings are. I know I've been saying that NIO earnings date. Oh, we got March 17th, 2021. Okay. That's a decent bits away. Okay. I thought it was a lot closer than that, but looks like we're more than a month and a half away. So not too bad there. But again, we could see a run into earnings, but I think before that, hopefully we see a little bit of a breakout. I think the upside here is this 67, right? Which implies a $10 almost or $9 push up. But also I think, it could keep going, break into 70s and hopefully make a push towards that 80 level. And then I'm going to get rid of these drawings here. And what I want to show you guys is the 50-day. These are the moving averages. So we've got the 20, 50, and 200-day moving average, right? But if you take a look here, the 50-day moving average is not a number that we've seen other than, even when we had this offering here, we didn't see the 50-day. We saw it here late December, right? Bounced perfectly off of that though. Like, talk about perfect bounces. And that number right now, you guys, is at 51.87. That implies a $6 downside and a $9 upside to the all-time highs. And then it's, you know, anyone's game. I think we could even push, like, break 70s, go towards 80s. So that's what I'm looking out for here. I think the downside, I mean, there is downside, right? There's always downside. If you're investing in the stock market, there's always going to be downside. You can always lose money no matter how safe you think your investment is. But I think the downside here is that 50 moving average based on kind of previous trends, which is in the 51.80s. But the upside is definitely a lot greater, especially as NIO continues to set record for deliveries, as they kind of expand their battery swap stations, and as they come out with new and better products. So that's all I had for you guys today. You know, great trading day for NIO. Really happy with the way it traded today. We really needed that, right? That kind of validation of the bull pennant, which we got today. Hopefully it keeps either slowly consolidating, starting to slowly push up, maybe get rejected by the 61s and then consolidate for a little bit before a breakout. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. Comment down below what your thoughts on NIO are, and I'd love to chat with you guys down there. Let's remember to be a bit better every single day, and until next time.